now there is no Deva Dasis in the temple. And as devotee, following in the footsteps of the Deva Dasis as best we can, we have this understanding that Krishna is wherever you bring him. So in this way, we're taking Krishna everywhere and making, with the altar on stage, then that becomes the temple. So we're dancing for Krishna everywhere.
Anapayani Dasi studies Bharatanatyam dance in Bangalore, India, and lives there for part of each year. During the summer, she takes time away from her dance training to tour with the Festival of India. In the summer of 1998, she performed in Washington, D.C. with Vishnu Tattvadas.
The Deva Dasis, when they began learning, they actually learned for 7 years before they were allowed to even perform in the temples. That's all they did was practice. The first time they got their bells, their geje, was after 7 years of training.
These dancers often go through many difficulties to be able to dance. They are following in the tradition of the Deva Dasis and consider the act of dance to be their seva, or service to God.
Krishna gives everyone talent in something that they do. And in order to become satisfied in this life, we have to dovetail that talent into Krishna's service. And I see that Krishna has given me this talent as a gift. And if I don't use it in his service, then I'll be throwing away this gift. And that would make Krishna unhappy and also make me unhappy. Sometimes the daughter would voluntarily become a Deva Dasi and they would marry the deity in the temple, and they would just devote themselves like a nun in a monastery. Just everything they did was to please Krishna. And their service of dancing and singing with instruments was part of the worship every day. And in this way they developed relationships with Krishna.
Because you are doing it for the Lord, and the Lord, you are surrendering yourself, you know, the Lord acts through your body and he makes you dance.
This one time all the clouds were, you know, surrounding and all this rain was coming down. And as soon as I went on stage, just this whole circle just came out and the sun came shining right down on the stage.
A good dancer would not go through what we go through. Getting ready outside, even performing outside, bad sound system. But our reasoning behind it all is just so different.
Do you have to take pictures a lot? You do a lot of autographs and pictures? Oh yeah, I do lots of photographs.
The attraction is not the beauty of it, the physical beauty of it, or the costumes, which is also attractive to the eye, but it's the heart, it's the soul.
Vrindarani Dasi is quite a bit younger than Leela and represents even a second generation of this Deva Dasi tradition in the West. In 1997, at the age of 16, she traveled to Poland along with a large group of devotional entertainers.
They really liked it because, you know, it was bringing like the best culture from the East, which is the spiritual aspect of the Eastern culture, to Poland, to the West. When Poland's such a, they've never seen, I don't think they've ever seen anything like it before. It's really like austere. We have to get changed sometimes on the bus, and you just like, you don't know where to get dressed, and like no privacy, and you just like get dressed out in the field, and you put on your makeup, and then you just go on stage and perform, and so.
Soon, Vrinda will be joining Anapayani in Bangalore to pursue her dance education. She will be leaving her parents and friends for 6 months. This is the longest she has ever been away from home.
My parents think it's great. My mom says, oh, just keep on going to India. They think it's great. They're really very supportive.
Okay. Yeah.
It's like the Deva Dasis, they took their talent and they completely devoted it to Krishna. In the same way, everyone has their talents and their service to do. And if everyone performs that service for Krishna to their utmost capacity, then we're all Deva Dasis. We're all servants of Krishna.
Committed devotees initiated in the Hare Krishna movement are given the spiritual surname of Das or Deva Dasi. These words indicate that they are servants of God. The dancers we interviewed described all members of ISKCON to be as praiseworthy as the Deva Dasis.
Wherever they are, just by chanting, dancing, and singing, they can please the Lord as well as become happy themselves. Not only on this birth, dancing, chanting, and singing. When they go back, they can again dance with Krishna.
Anything you do, huh?
Kokira was one of the last living Deva Dasis. As a young girl, she would spend her evenings singing for Lord Jagannath, wearing a cloth she received during her marriage ceremony to him. When the Deva Dasi tradition ended in Puri many years ago, her practice of singing for the Lord did not. After performing her private prayers, she would wrap herself in that same cloth and travel to the temple to perform her service.
Performing for the festival, for me, is the feeling of a Deva Dasi. What I would, if I was a Deva Dasi in the temple, performing for Lord Jagannath on the stage, I'm going to start crying, is if I could do that for my entire life, all the time, that's what I would do.